involved now. Be on the right side of history. Be on the side of good. Wear the white hat. This is your chance to be involved in human history.
You get in my face with that, I'll beat your goddamn ass, you son of a bitch. You piece of shit. You fucking goddamn fucker.
I have no idea where it's
Oh, there's another one. Another plane just hit.
I have no idea where it's
Oh, there's another one. Another plane just hit.
behind bars here in New York City. He is facing sex trafficking charges. NBC News.
Have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order. When we are successful, and we will be, and we will be.
Decide What Side is live. Welcome back, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, on this June 22nd. Very important day in history, as I guess there's just so much going on, and I know I always start off with that, but this time there really is a lot of crises building up, and we've been talking about this for a long time, but it's finally here. It's finally happening. It's all taking place. It's happening right now. Red alert. I don't know how to sound the alarm. Actually, let me sound the alarm real quick. Red alert. America is going down. I repeat, America is going down. Red alert. America is going down. I repeat, America is going down. America is going down. Man, I don't know how to sound the alarm, but a lot of critical information that will be covered today. And I'm glad to say we finally got somebody on payroll to handle the production. Lance, shout out to Lance. And you can give him a shout out. Give him a brief hello, Lance. Just let him know.
Hey, how you doing?
There you go. He'll be running the cameras backstage. But, okay, let me get to it. Let me get right to it. Can you put up let's get to the Kansas story here. And what's happening is that we brought this up a while ago. How I mean, like I've been saying, America is basically set for judgment. That's like the best way to describe it. So we're gonna be seeing a lot of really bad weather, bad climate, and they're gonna try to say it's the environment, but it really won't. It'll be I guess it'll be man-made, you know. It'll be man-made, and I don't know how else to describe it, except that it's going to be like the Dust Bowl from back in the days. The East Coast will have really bad snowstorms. I know there's going to be a lot of West Coast wildfires, but the drought is already starting to hit us, and this is going to be a big deal drought. This is going to be a mega drought. In fact, I was just seeing scientists were saying there's a once in 1,200 year drought hitting America right now. So just imagine that. You know, this is a mega drought that we're dealing with. This is a big deal, mega drought. Check this out. Oh, go ahead and add it back on there. But let me show you all this video real quick. Go to Decide What Side and subscribe, share, leave a comment. We have to grow Rumble. Rumble must be supported, even though I know it's not as good as YouTube. But you know, on YouTube they're gonna block me and they're gonna censor everybody, and that's the enemy. So why would you want to make them money? Go over to Rumble, subscribe, and check this out. This is a video we put out. The western third of America is pretty much all under extreme drought. Emergency alert: historic mega drought hitting America now. Just so you know, we knew what we were talking about. We've been warning about this. This is going to be a big issue. I mean, imagine not being able to grow food because it's that bad. And we'll get to the stats in a moment.
Check out these maps. U.S. drought.
Can you hear that?
Let's just start with this one. As of July 27, 2021.
Can you hear that?
You can see here.
Yeah.
Look
Okay.
at the intensity. So the darker red, the more intense. Now, as you can see here, all the western third of the U.S., starting at around Arizona.
Yeah, so we've been saying this.
It's experiencing really bad drought. Yeah, and as you see here, that light gray orange is moderate drought. The prophetic voices, let's just say, that have been shown visions of this extreme drought, and this is only going to get worse. And this is going to lead to the diminishing food supply, not just for America, but for the whole world. As you know, there was also been really bad drought in Brazil with big food growers, locust plagues in Africa, and
You get the point. Go check out the video, though, and you'll see what we're talking about. But check this out here. Drought combining with inflation to put the squeeze on American farmers. And I do want to say, Kansas is known as the wheat state, and I'm emphasizing the T at the end because I know it sounds like wheat, but it's wheat, like for bread, pasta. Man, I know the Italians are going to be pissed. So Kansas is known as the wheat state. They produce, like, according to the stats that I saw, the Italians, the Kansas area produces like 1/4 of all wheat harvested in the United States. 1/4 of it all comes from Kansas. And now there's been a months-long drought going on, and the U.S. Department of Agriculture is saying that 41% of all wheat in Kansas is in poor or very poor condition and probably will not be harvested. 40%. 40% of 25%, basically, of all that wheat is out of the picture. But not only that, they're saying that the gaping spaces between rows of brown shriveled plants reveal hardened dirt that is scarred with deep cracks from baking in the sun. But not only that, not only is Kansas's supply out by 40%, but they're saying 1/3, like 33%, Colorado is also out. It's in poor condition that they're just not gonna go harvest it. You can't get anything out of it. It didn't grow enough. Not only that, but Texas, 75% of Texas wheat is offline. No bueno. What are we gonna do about that? And keep in mind that Ukraine is like 400 million tons of wheat, or enough wheat for 400 million people was taken off because of the Russia-Ukraine situation. Do you understand what's happening to the food supply? There is like a big red alarm that is going off, but not a lot of people can hear it. Let me get to this video. Hit the video. Let's get to the video. Warning. Wait, actually, you might have to reload it because it moves on to the next video. But man, it's just really crazy. with this situation. Yeah, there we go. And then let me know when the commercial. Gotta wait for those commercials. Yeah. So, what do you guys think? Leave in the comments below. Oh, this wheat is just out, and what do you do about that? How do you recover from that? What does that mean for you? I'll tell you what it means. They're trying to crush the food supply to make people dependent on the government. Just hit full screen, and then we'll have the video up here. I'll put it when it's ready. So they're trying to take out the food supply to make you dependent on the government, and they're ready to wage war on humanity because when people are starving, they don't have time to go, um, you know, fight the Federal Reserve, or they don't have, their priority is food. It's not fighting back the government takeover, the one world government agenda. All right. Yeah, hit play. Dang, 24 seconds. All right, let me go for like 20 seconds until this commercial goes out. Yeah, things are just getting bad. You better get your food now, man. Better get your food now while there is some at the grocery store. Because a lot of y'all, with 3 kids from 2 different baby mamas are going to be struggling out there. Okay, let's play this video. Yeah, you're good. Dang.
Last year at this time, we were green, very green in this area, but it's just the moisture is lacking.
Trailer truckload of fertilizer this year, would it cost around, say, $17,000? I could get 2 truckloads and leave another $1,200-1,500 in the bank last year.
We wouldn't have that retirement income coming in. We probably would have had to think about something else.
Diesel prices are just too expensive this year, and diesel, the stuff they need to start the equipment, machinery. Okay, perfect. So, as you see, America is in trouble. We're having a really bad season. There's a lot of drought. It's starting to look like Dust Bowl from back in the day, is what we're saying. And it has happened before. It was really bad. I don't know what the numbers are at exactly, but one figure I heard was that 7 million people died in the Dust Bowl back in the day. So that was back then when people were more self-reliant and people were tougher built. I don't know how we're gonna do it now with this generation of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. You know what I mean? Like people that only know how to eat things that already come pre-packaged at the store. And I mean, to an extent, we're all been domesticated some, especially if you live in America. In America, you have it you have it so good here. It's insane because you can even afford to eat out. If you can afford to eat out once a week, people in Latin America don't even do that once a week. People in America eat out all the time. It's just so crazy how much how good people have it. Um, you know, let me see, where do we go from here? Oh yeah, so another big thing we got to get to is there's a big crisis in oil production. Um, or diesel. There's a big crisis in diesel. So the supply is just not there. And you need that to run farm equipment, machinery, trucks that deliver things. And that's already doubled in price in like the last year. So we're running out of it, and even if you did have the money, there just isn't any available. How are we going to process the food? How are we going to pick up the food? How? And now there's drought. So can we get people to like put everything together? And I'm not trying to scare anybody. I'm just saying you need to understand there's a storm coming, and I recommend that if you want to make the storm as smooth as possible, well then make some preparations now, because you still have some time. It's not too late. Better late than never. Better a year early than a day late. And we've been saying this for a long time, so I didn't just pull that out of my ass, is what I'm saying. Go look at the video, decide what side on rumble.com, decide what side with a 2, and you'll see it. I mean, we've been covering this. We know where they're taking. There's a new world order. It's real. The globalists are real. The Luciferians that run the world are real. They control the banking system. They control the big corporations. The big corporations that control all the, food processors. Everything's been consolidated. Like, only a few groups own literally everything. And I hear if you say their name, you'll get in trouble. But let me type one of them out here, just to show you what side is not scared of naming names. Let me put this one here. I forgot what the other one is called. There's 3, but this is 2 of them right here. These dudes run the planet. These are the guys that have, sex slaves, mind-controlled sex slaves, where they can just snap their fingers and it's like a robot already, like a real-life human robot. I mean, I need people to stop living in Netflix La La Land and start living in freaking reality, because this is what's really going on behind the scenes. They really have all the secret technology that we're not a part of. So that's why they treat us like animals. But let me get back on track here. Let me see. Yeah, check this out. If you want to know how bad it's getting, check this out right here. Man, and real quick, if you want to know what you need to do to get ready, look up Michael Snyder. He's got a book on it. It's like $10 on Amazon. He pretty much covers everything. Check this out here. More emergency service not responding to 9/11 calls due to soaring gas prices. Wow. And you know what? The police are racist, so we need to cut the budget even more. The police don't have, if you don't have a trans person in your department, hey man, we're cutting your funding. That's what it's come down to. Yeah, check this out.
What happens when important emergency services that are already spread thin from a couple years of the pandemic can't even afford to fill up their tanks? Becoming a bigger problem in some parts of the country, forcing some fire departments and EMS services to limit the kinds of calls they can respond to.
The high cost of fuel isn't just making your commute more expensive. It's also forcing emergency responders in smaller communities to cut costs. For some, it means not responding to non-emergency calls. For others, cutting back on patrols, building inspections, and training courses for staff. Today, the average cost of a gallon of regular gas in the U.S. at a whopping $5. That price tag expected to climb further in the summer months. The surge impacting larger emergency response departments too, but not in the same way. I spoke with departments across the country who told me they're already having to or will have to make big sacrifices to offset the cost of gas.
We've never seen costs like this since I've been sheriff.
We're at 100% usage of our allotted fuel budget for this budget year already. I'm worried about the state of the emergency response agencies throughout the nation.
One of the things we're doing today is we call it No Drive Friday.
What?
So the crews aren't really allowed to leave the station unless
Are you
it's an
serious?
emergency. We're also trying to reduce the number of vehicles that we send on an emergency response.
How come they didn't come up with no work Friday? No work Friday, but you still get paid.
Decrease spending purchasing new equipment, or possibly some of our maintenance items for the year. Those pre-disaster or pre-emergency activities that are labeled as non-emergency.
We're predicting a minimum of an $800,000 to $1 million county.
Hey Lance, get the Sri Lanka
increase in
story.
And that cost is going to be astronomical.
Please.
What happens when important emergency service?
Let me see. Wait, is that me? Can you get the Sri Lanka video or the Sri Lanka story? If you want to know how crazy the diesel shortage is, that one or get the diesel. Something about diesel or Sri Lanka. But man, I feel so horrible for the Sri Lankan people because, I mean, it's tough over there. It's tough. Sri Lanka, it's tough, man. We talked about this a few weeks ago. They were basically having so many shortages that, and they're like a little island, right? So they got to ship everything in, and they need. If diesel goes up, it's expensive to ship things in. And I just if you think it's bad in America, in the third world, it's super bad. It's so bad that countries are shutting down. Like India, capital city of India, having power blackouts. Shout out to the Indian listeners who do support this channel and know the truth. All right, here we go. Check this out. And now scroll down a little. Sri Lanka is collapsing. People are starving, no gas, no electricity. Now the army starts shooting at them. That's how bad it is in Sri Lanka. Society is like breaking down. People are rioting because there's literally no food. There is no food. I mean, what do you do if you can't go to work? And and zoom in. Let me see that picture. Man, it's pretty bad. The police are like shooting people. And it's been going on for a while, since May 14th. And this is what they're calling the Arab Spring 2.0 incident now, because back then, if you remember, in 2008, because of there was like the recession that created a domino effect, tanked the world economy. Rising food prices back then, which were nothing compared to where it's at now. Rising food prices back then pretty much was the match to ignite what they call the Arab Spring, where people overthrew government in North Africa. You know, it was not one; it was more than one, and they used that was like George Soros funded and all that. He's overthrown a lot of governments. Look it up. And what happened was that now things are much worse. So, you know, when economies start collapsing, that's not good. You know, that's a sign of what's happening. It's going to come to the first world countries too. So don't think you're going to be safe just because you ignore it now. There's no way to avoid the bubble burst. You know, the best thing you can do is get you and your family ready if you want to live. Get you and your family ready right now. It's like right now, it should be like the number one focus in your life, I believe, because things are starting to accelerate really. You know, it's pretty scary. I'm not going to lie, but don't have fear ever. Fear is of the devil. Yeah, let me see. Let me see what it says there. Sri Lanka population of 22 million. has been enduring acute shortages and long queues for scarce supplies, while President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has for months resisted calls to step down over mismanagement. And they're saying there's like no fuel. And let me look up this one article. I mean, the government in Sri Lanka is saying, "Hey, it's over." Lebanon, the capital city, just shut down. Oh my God! Look at this. Sri Lankan Prime Minister says island economy has collapsed after months of shortages of food, fuel, and electricity. So they've been experiencing that already, and they're already getting to that bubbling point where it's just too much. Now, what I'm saying is they didn't have a lot of money, so the money ran out quick. America has a lot more money, so we've been able to like sustain, and it hit us hard, but people still have enough money for food, generally speaking. Even though it's that might soon change. Like I said, Kansas produces 24% of the wheat of America, and they're saying 40% of that is not going to be harvested. Colorado, 1/3 of their wheat supply not going to be harvested. Texas, 75%. 75%. All right. Let me see. What else do we need to get to? And I don't want people to be fearful, because fear, when you have fear, that means you don't trust in God. And that means you believe that bad things can happen and that God can't prevent it. I mean, it's just fear is not good. Fear is not good. I'm not giving like the best speech on it, but fear is never good. And that's different from being cautious. That's a good link. I want people to be cautious and have caution and be aware, but don't be scared. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Because God takes care of His people. Hit the Night of Rage link, please. And everybody knows I'm a Christian. I stick to the Christian view. What you're gonna have, I guess, let's put it this way: Christian prophecy says America will be judged. There's gonna be long droughts. There's gonna be bad floods. It's gonna wreck the food supply for 2 years. Then after that, there's gonna be a long winter that lasts up into the summer, and then things are gonna happen really fast after that. And many people have been shown this. Is that the and what was I gonna say? Okay, perfect. Yeah, zoom in. And the what was I gonna say? The and a lot of people have seen riots. A lot of people have seen riots, and basically they're counting on it getting so bad that people are out there on the street rioting, and that's what the banks are saying, that there's a big economic collapse coming. That's why Elon Musk has a bunker in New Zealand and everything. But anyway, so what's happening is that any day now, the Supreme Court could publish its final decision on whether or not to overturn Roe versus Wade. That basically they say is what made abortion legal. They don't know if that's going to go through because obviously they leaked that memo that this was happening, and now there's posters showing up saying, scroll down to the poster, it says DC call to action, night of rage, hit the streets, you said you'd riot. To our oppressors, if abortions aren't safe, you're not either. and it's supposed to be this feminist group, and I think they're a bunch of pussies. But I mean, that doesn't mean that they can't get high on meth and go out and do some crazy stuff. That's what these people are all about. Antifa, they're all leftists from middle class, upper middle class. They do drugs and they think they're living some kind of like superhero fantasy where, oh, we're saving the black people by giving them abortions. We're saving the black and brown people by killing their kids. And if you had an abortion, I'm not saying you're cast off in the fire, but it is something you need to repent of. It's just I can't believe they condition people to think that's good. It's just America's culture has gone, you know, down the drain, man. But people get so like upset over this, upset because it's not, and like they want it legal is what I'm saying, but they'll like fight you for it, and you will see the riots coming back. You will see the virus coming back. Now I don't know, not this coronavirus, but I'm saying you will see the second virus being released, and that's another thing. Bill Gates have been saying that. We've got videos of him. We've got videos of that going way, 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 way back in the day. And he keeps saying the worst is still ahead and that pandemic is going to get worse. He said there's going to be a bioterrorist attack. This dude war gamed the whole thing. He had a whole like university experiment where they were like, oh, what would happen if a coronavirus got released to the world? And it was exactly what happened in real life. So they planned it out in real life. People are still too dumb to get it. Man, I don't have time to cover the basics, but you need to know Bill Gates is in the depopulation club. And Bill Gates, he knows what's coming, so that when the next pandemic hits and they tell you that it was released on an airplane where everybody died, he's going to say, see, I told you, because I'm the expert. Now let's do what I say we need to do. These people are trying to kill you. I don't know how to like put that in people's head. These people are not your friend. There is a plan in operation right now. It's going on right now. Right now. You've been lied to your whole life. Everything they said was a lie. Evolution, the whole school system. Speaking of which, let me get to this part real quick. Hey, get the Steve Quayle video. Get that Steve Quayle video loaded while I cover this real quick. Ghislaine Maxwell blows whistle about working with the Clintons. There you go. This is who these people are. Like we've been saying, they're Luciferians. They're into this stuff. These are not, they play this whole game on camera, but these are the same bloodlines that have been running the planet for hundreds of thousands of years. Hundreds of thousands of years. Oh, what's up, man? We got my homie here. Did you hear about the ICBM missiles? Actually, no, I didn't hear about that yet, but let me know in the chat. Yeah, so Ghislaine Maxwell, as you know, that whole court situation's been going on. In a new court filing, she claims that she helped launch and develop the Clinton charity. And the Clinton charity is worth billions. That's basically where the Clintons, used for money laundering and moving their money around. And it's just funny how none of the clients of the whole Epstein situation, nobody has gone to jail. Nobody's been exposed. The police, are they, what happened to the list? They probably threw that in the recycling bin. It's just it's like just so in your face now. We've got all the info. I know the mainstream media won't cover it, but it's just it's so in your face. And I think the Clinton Foundation was a front for trafficking, partially, child trafficking and all that. Don't forget that this one director for the Clinton Foundation was arrested at the Dominican Republic, Haiti border. And, the Clintons have to go bail her out. That's where we're at, and that was a few years ago. So a lot more information has come out since. I need people to understand this is who is running your life. These are the people that, I guess these are technically the puppets, but what I'm saying is the people that you think are like the high class politicians and that they really care about making a difference. That is all one huge bullshit lie. All right. And if you really know, or if you what's it called, a lot of the history has been hidden, and I'm about to get to this last part. This is a Steve Quayle, it's just like a mini trailer, some stuff they're doing, and I know it's out there. It's pretty out there. I've never seen anything like this, but I do think Steve Quayle is a solid dude, good reputation. He's put out a lot of great work in the past, was proven right on a lot of things he brought up, like he was talking about the bioweapons and the geoengineering back in the day. The geoengineering that's taking place right now in America with the drought we covered earlier. Let me get to this video. All right, hit yeah, so this is about the Egyptian connection. Russia is ready to launch ICBM before 2022. Man. Yeah, I think people really underestimated Russia, and they're about to see that Russia was a sleeping giant. I think a lot of Russia is on its way back up. But yeah, check out these pictures they have found in Mexico, and it shows the aliens, and then some of them it shows them doing like human sacrifice, and there's even like Baphomet like carvings. Yeah, check this out. Let's play this video in full screen.
For the first time in more than 50 years, Congress held a hearing on unidentified flying objects.
Military leaders now admit there are objects flying around out there that they can't explain.
I do not have an explanation for what this object is.
Reportedly appear to exhibit unusual flight characteristics, appear to demonstrate advanced technology, and maneuver abruptly or move at considerable speed without discernible means of propulsion. That's pretty intriguing.
Videos which add fuel to the belief that we are not alone.
Defense officials testifying that there were at least 18 cases where they had data from multiple sensors showing objects that moved in ways that could not be explained, adding they would share more details during a closed-door classified setting.
How do you prevent leaks of potentially classified videos or other material?
And we will have a process for classified and compartmented holdings, and we will find a way of getting positive control over those.
So no bombshell evidence or any real answers today.
The aerial phenomena observed in these videos, they say, remain characterized as unidentified.
Despite a 1,500-page report on UFOs released in 2021, the bona fide history about alien interaction with mankind is still being hidden. Gen 6 Productions has embarked on one of the most ambitious archaeological expeditions in history, searching for evidence of alien interactions dating back to the peak of ancient Egyptian and Aztec civilizations.
This is quarried stone. So this gives us a clear indication this is not recent.
Within the layers of the untouched Mexican soil lie stunning ancient alien artifacts and evidence of historical relationships that governments around the world would rather have hidden.
There's a lot of National Guard patrolling the area, and what we don't want to do is get any unwanted attention from anybody.
The question is, why are they covering up these connections?
Empieza a quitar esto ya, carnal.
Using advanced ground-penetrating radar and documenting on film every step of the way, our team establishes provenance and uncovers the undeniable truth.
It's a pyramid, bro.
Of direct interaction between ancient Egyptians, Aztecs,
Elongated skull,
and aliens.
Straight alien with an exoskeleton.
The precursor to the Aztecs were the Toltecs, who occupied the basin of Mexico for thousands of years. Gen 6's newest expedition concentrates on the Tula region of Mexico, around the area of the Toltecs' buried ancient temple.
75% of the Toltec capital is still beneath the ground.
Some of the artifacts.
Okay, so the Teotihuacan Mountains, those are north of Mexico City, about 45 minutes out of like the downtown area. And I've been there a couple times. It is incredible. They're enormous pyramids, majestic pyramids. Well, maybe I shouldn't say majestic because I think they were built by the bad guys, but yeah, I mean, human sacrifice went on there. Crazy stuff, and it is just enormous. There's no way humans could have built that. There's not just one pyramid, but there's this one that is really, really huge, and the base dimensions are the same as the Great Pyramid in Giza. So back in the day, this weird non-human race went around building pyramids across the world. I believe it was something of an energy system, but they performed these. There's evidence of like human sacrifice in all these pyramids around the world, and they all are aligned with each other also. And so this was around, he says it was in Tula. But another quick thing, the Aztecs, according to the stories, the Spaniards, when they got there, they say that the Aztecs told them that the people that built those pyramids, that they weren't built by the Aztecs. They said those were built by a race of giants that showed up there before we got there. And if you go there, because you can actually climb the pyramid of the sun, and the steps are like really big. They're really high. That's why it's a struggle to go up there. So it's not like a human-sized step, is what I'm saying. And Mexicans are very short. Y'all know that. And I'm Mexican. That's why I got this shirt on. So before they ban me for, you know how YouTube is. Yeah, that's another thing. They do follow the constellations. And how could they have had all this knowledge back then? Because to really get a lot of this info down, they would have had to like track things sometimes for years. Because like they say the moon, comes back to where it used to be every so and so. I don't know, but anybody else seen any UFOs? Because from what I understand, it's starting to increase around the world, and man, it's just like everything. The government used to lie about aliens and UFOs, and now the government is like pushing UFOs, and I think they're getting us ready for disclosure. So when the world starts going downhill and the economy gets bad, they're gonna say, "Oh, the aliens are here," and I guess they're gonna use that as a distraction. But let's finish up this video
Facts found by our team
Ponta la brocha.
are thousands of years old. This is in direct contradiction to the public narrative.
We have 11 different types of geopenetrating radars to complement each other. That way nothing is missed.
Not only have the authorities, politicians, and scientists known about this Egyptian connection to the Aztecs and aliens, but they have gone out of their way to cover up this information.
Check this out.
I mean, it's definitely Egyptian iconography, that's for sure. Let's keep going.
What could be their reasoning for withholding these facts? And why would institutions like the Smithsonian be so interested in collecting and hiding tens of thousands of artifacts?
Control the narrative.
The mind-blowing Egyptian alien connections in the Americas will expose the greatest cover-up of true ancient history.
Why are there Egyptian artifacts in Mexico and the Americas? And why do they have alien carvings? And this is just some of the stuff. If you guys follow Steve Quill, he's dropped a lot of major info the last few months, years. Some of the other stuff is insane. I mean, it shows the alien figures performing human sacrifice and teaching it to human. So it's just crazy. I know it's pretty out there. A lot of people like to feel that they are very certain of what the truth is and what reality is. And when you start breaking people's paradigm, a lot of times people can't handle it because they don't like that feeling of, it almost feels like you're losing a grip on things, and it makes you rethink a lot. And then you feel like, wait, so what is true and what is, what's really going on in life, and what else is a lie? But everybody has to go down that road themselves. And at the end of the day, these there's a lot of stuff being revealed right now. And as you see a lot of evil pour into this world, you will also see a lot of good. So good will rise. So when you see the food shortages and you see the food prices and the gas prices going up, don't lose hope. I want you to put your trust in God and shut all fear out of your mind, because I guess it's going to be a big test. And a lot of people, you will see, a lot of people will not have the will to keep moving forward and fight on. A lot of people will give up, yeah, amen. That's what I'm saying. And there's only one way out of it. So get right with God and try, like I said, I keep saying this because I really do believe it. And you're starting to see it, but it's going to get tough. Get ready now. Get ready now. Most importantly, decide what side you're on, because there is eternal consequences, so decide what side you're going to be on today. And when things get tough, you'll be in a much better spot. But thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Decide what side. Subscribe on Rumble and on YouTube. Check below and look at, like I said, go back to Rumble and look at what we were saying months ago. We were talking about the drought, so we know where this thing is going. And I just hate that a lot of people are gonna have to find out the hard way. But but a lot of people will wake up. It might be late, but they will wake up eventually. So shout out to homie Malak Kasab. Man, I hope I'm saying it right. But yeah, everybody, Take it easy.
Get involved now. Be on the right side of history. Be on the side of good. Wear the white hat. This is your chance to be involved in